Hi everyone, Elizabeth here. It's time for another trip. This time I'm heading to Sri Lanka, so it's time to make a new journal. If you follow my blog or take a look at the link I'll put down below, you'll see the journal I had used for a trip to Turkey. It ended up, I loved how it turned out. It worked great for the trip, but look at the thickness of this, right? It ended up getting nice and thick, which is not necessarily convenient for when you're taking your journal out on the road. Now, some people I know, when they travel, keep the big journal at the hotel room, and then they have something small they take with them on the day-to-day excursions. I tend to actually take my journal with me wherever I go. So even though I love this, it was kind of a 3-week trip, it ended up getting really fat, and that's not as convenient for traveling around. So this time around, I decided to do something different. So this time, instead of taking this big fat journal and have all the signatures and I can't separate them, what I decided to do was actually have each signature stay separate. So I'm planning on doing 4 signatures, and each one will kind of be a self-contained unit that I can take with me on a trip, and then I can combine all 4 signatures when I get back home. So this is an example of a signature I had made for another trip I had taken to Vegas, and it's going to kind of be around, probably a little thicker than that. I'll show you the signatures when I have them completed, but just I wanted to get an idea of, so what would I do? So if I have 4 of these signatures, how do I actually take them with me on a day-to-day adventure? I mean, they're soft cover, so they're not necessarily conducive to sitting in cafes or sketching, you know, when you're sitting around outside. So I decided to take a look online and found several Midori Traveler's Notebook knockoffs. And one in particular I saw that I really loved, and I'll show you how I did that. But in order to start, instead of using leather, what I decided to do was, my library was having a book sale. I went and got, you can pick up like a bag of books for $1 or whatever. I kind of found one around the size that I liked. I got a hardcover book, brought it home, and then there's many videos on YouTube that show you how to do this. You basically separate the book text from the covers, okay? You just kind of cut them down on each side with an X-Acto knife, and you take out the actual book text, being really careful not to cut the covers. So I did that to one of the hardcover books I brought home, and let me show you what it looks like. So after I had brought my library book home and had removed the inside text block, okay, when the text block is gone, all you're left with is just the hardcover book itself, right? The text is gone from in there, and that's where my signatures are going to go, is on the inside. So I decided to follow the Midori Traveler knockoff video tutorial that's on YouTube, and I'll post a link down below so you can follow along to how this guy did it. It's really simple to do, and basically what I ended up doing was covering the spine of this hardcover with some decorative tape. Duct tape, washi tape, whatever tape you happen to have lying around. I just put, a couple on the outside and a couple on the inside spine. It reinforces the spine somewhat, I'll guess, but really what I wanted to do was I wanted to cover the text that was on the spine, right? You still have the author name and the text of the title, and I didn't want that showing. Then you follow along on the video that I'll post down below. It's basically you're making 3 holes on the bottom, 3 holes on the top, 1 in the middle, and then you get this bungee cord. It's kind of like a string. I find it in the jewelry section of Michael's, and it comes in various thicknesses and it comes in various colors. So you can get a straight black one. I happen to pick one of these up. So this is a 5-yard one, 2mm elastic cord, and it's multicolored. So the same cord has different colors, as the cord as you move along the cord. And this cost me $1.50. Okay, so basically follow the instructions down below and thread the cord through those holes, and what you end up with are 3 lines like that, right? 3 full-length cords. I decided to decorate the cover with some stickers that came from various strips, and on the inside I figured why not put a bunch of different stickers in there. I don't know why we all hoard all this stuff, right? Might as well use it. So there's a whole bunch of stickers on the inside covers, and then I left the back blank. So how this works is, so let's say this is going to be one of the signatures that I'm going to be traveling with. You open it up in the middle, open up the middle, or actually any one of these strings, and just stick it in. See, it just stays on, and then that's what I will be traveling with. So when I'm on the road in my hotel room, or actually on the road at cafes or sites that I'm looking at, this is what I would take with me, right? So just one signature, and it has a nice hard cover, so it keeps it from, you know, getting messy, and it actually gives me a surface that I can write on. Now, the other thing I tend to do is also have, my travel journals, if you take a look at the Turkey video, they tend to be a mix of writing and text and sketching, and collage, and you know, all sorts of things. So one of the things I do as well is I tend to like having something that I can just write various kinds of notes or reminders to myself. So here's just an example of a very simple notebook. You can make one of your own or just pick it up. It slides right in, and then I've got that notebook in the back as well. So that could be another alternative, is I tend to have a writing notebook just to keep track of things that are more personal that I would not share necessarily with anybody else when I share videos of the actual travel journal itself. So there we go. That's kind of what I'm thinking about for the trip. I will show you the inserts or the 4 signatures as I make them. I'm thinking of 1 signature per week, and we'll see how that turns out. And when a signature is done, all I would do is just take it out, go to the middle, just take it out, put the new one in, and I'm good to go. Now this one, I could put 1, 2, 3 different notebooks or signatures in here if I wanted to carry more than one thing at a time. And the enclosure basically just kind of does a nice loop, and everything stays nice and tight. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. I'll keep you updated as I make progress on this journal. Thanks so much for watching, and if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Bye!